Hi there, YouTube. It's Rob from A Brief Word from Hockey Fans. So as you guys probably already know by now, from watching the reruns of the exhibition games, or from watching my YouTube channel, you'll notice that Canada had a really hard time during the exhibition games. We didn't play particularly well. The team wasn't particularly well, working in unison. I'm happy to report that that seems to be fixed. We had a 9-3 win over Germany in the wee hours of the morning, which is basically 4 p.m. in Russia Standard Time. The most noticeable change to our hockey team was that Team Canada was playing with a lot of urgency. Instead of letting the other team dictate the play, it was us who were dictating the play. In fact, it was Germany who was taking all of the penalties early in the first period, not Canada, which is a complete reversal from what was happening when we played, Finland in the first game. We were also treated to a lot of excellent stick handling and very good fundamentals, especially by Nugent Hopkins, who racked up something crazy like 5 points during the game. He had a really excellent game. Some highlights were our second goal. Our second goal was basically set up by a smart heads-up play by Huberdeau. He was coming in. He was in first. He hit the line, rode the blue line, waited for Nugent Hopkins to basically get clear, made a nice pass, scored a beautiful goal. That's something we want to see. We want to see those heads-up plays. We want to see the excellent planning. When you rewatch the game, that number 2 goal by us, that was a beauty. Another positive point for Team Canada was that Malcolm Subban played a lot better today than he had in our first game against Finland. He seemed a lot more confident. He was making a lot of really good lateral movements. He made a couple of very key first period saves that kept us in it early on. And then he made a couple of key third period saves to really stop Germany from closing the gap back. One of the first goals he led in was the German player Kohun, who set up, I believe it was a Ryder. Yeah, it was Ryder for a beautiful goal that Subban had no chance on. That one was kind of unfortunate. I mean, it sucks to be Subban on that one, because it really was a beautiful goal by Germany. But what you going to do? In the second period, we saw a couple of really strong efforts. One of them was by Scheifele. He scored a nice goal, which basically, to just sum it up, I mean, you'll see it on the rerun, but to sum it up, he started off the play himself. The play moved on. He did the good fundamental thing of going back to the net. He was in position. He was ready when the rebound came off the boards and put it in nice and clean. We got a shorthanded goal in this game, which is always nice to see. And I think there was one period where Harrington was coming off of a penalty, and he just got out of the box, and he got a breakaway, which sadly the German goalie did a really good job of coming far out and poke checking it, but that was also a very exciting moment. One of my favorites in the tournament is a guy named Rattie. That's Rattie. I believe he's number 8, but you can double check that with the internet. He ended up alone in front of the net. Sweet little goal as he put it in, which is great for him because I've been cheering him on the whole way. He's one of those workhorse players who was doing a great job of always trying very hard, making the second effort, etc. So I was really happy that he got a goal. Also, one of the other workhorse players that I earmarked early on was the youngster Drouin. Drouin took a slap pass from Harrington, which ended up right beside the German net. He took a couple steps out in front of the goalie, deked him, put it in. So good job for Drouin. I was really happy to see him score. He really deserves it. He's been putting in a lot of effort. There was a couple of weak points that Canada might want to address. One of them was a really terrible turnover by Canada right off of a face-off, which allowed the German Lada to basically be completely out in the slot and put one past Subban. And really, that was Subban's only kind of weak goal out of the whole bunch. But it really wasn't his fault. His team did not help him at all by that awful turnover. But what you're going to do, Canada's going to have to tighten up a little bit on that one. The only other thing that they really needed to work on was they had a goal which they let in due to a really crappy line change. I hate to see that. So their defense needs a little bit of tightening up, but for the most part, we played a really solid game, lots of energy, and we were doing everything right. You know, we were making the passes, we were making the smart plays, we were forechecking hard, and we really gave Germany a run for their money, and it showed with our 9-3 win over them. Now, once we start playing the bigger teams with more guns, we're going to have to keep to that same work ethic that we showed today, tighten up a little bit on the defense, and I think this Team Canada might do really well. So our next game is going to be in 2 days against Slovakia. Once again, it's going to be a 4 a.m. start. 4 p.m. in Russia, but 4 a.m. in Canada. So that's going to suck for me, but I'll be up watching it and YouTubing about it. And you guys can sleep in and watch it on reruns, and then check out my channel afterwards to get my play-by-play of it. And I'm going to bed now, so have a good day, YouTube.